Our next speaker is Lorraine Pryor. Lorraine founded a Voice of Hope in early 2022 to support incarcerated and formerly incarcerated Aboriginal women. Along with the cultural programs to help connect people to their culture, to identity, and their families of origin, A Voice of Hope tackles recidivism and domestic violence. It provides counselling services and parental support. It offers educational programs, access to amenities and housing. It does a lot. I was going through your website and you do a lot. You do a lot. Lorraine's work is informed by her own experiences with incarceration and the challenges surrounding the system. Once Lorraine encountered the system, she decided she never wants that again, and she wants to help other people who are being confronted with it too. Among her many accomplishments, these efforts saw her recognised as WA's 2023 NAIDOC Community Person of the Year. So please welcome Lorraine Pryor.
Kaya Wanju Nijanunga Buja. Hello and welcome to this beautiful country that we're meeting on today. My name is Lorraine Pryor and I'm a Noongar York from Perth with ancestry ties down in Balladong on my grandmother's side and Nanakala Buja, which is Wajan Way, and Narrabeen on my grandfather's side. So Kimberly, where are you? You just explained my life. Being living in poverty as a child, being exposed to domestic violence, having a child at the age of 16, then me being the victim, being the person being affected by domestic violence. But you know, life has been challenging and I've never sugarcoated my past and what's happened in my past. I didn't know what was going on in my life. I didn't know why our life was like this. When I'd see my non-Indigenous friends and I'd see their pretty homes and the food on the table, the fridge is full, I'm thinking, why don't we live like that? We were living from day to day, week to week, and we always had a big mob in the home, you know, of our families. And that was the best love that we could have, was having our people, our family. That was richer than anything, you know, we didn't need money. But life went on for me, and I ended up having a lot of traumas happen in my life. And one day, I had like a nervous breakdown, and I got onto the alcohol, but it wasn't numbing the pain that I was feeling. And then I was introduced to my next best friend, that would be my best friend for the next 10 years, and that was crystal meth. So I had an addiction to meth. I was living through a very, very abusive domestic violence life, and I had to give my children. I was a mother to 4, but I ended up, you know, I was a mother to 5. I lost one when he was 8 months old. So all these traumas that was going on through my life, never been shown or guided how to, you know, regulate your emotions or how to deal with grief. I ended up going on a roller coaster, and my life was just up and down, around and round. And I ended up meeting these guys that were so broken, you know, that I ended up becoming addicted to meth so that I could just numb my pain. And then racking up charges, getting a criminal record. Ended up being incarcerated from 2003 to 2010, in and out, in and out. Going into prison, you know, we never get rehabilitated in prison. We don't get the programs that we need in prison. I was looking for support in prison, but nothing. I came out just as broken. My last sentence was from 2008 to 2010. I did 16 months straight. And that was the last time that I would ever let the government benefit from my struggles, because that's what was happening. I came out, I stayed away from family because I had to, because all the toxic environment that they were still living in with the drugs, the domestic violence and poverty. I had to get myself strong, and eventually I did, but I had to do that with my elders. I had to connect back to my elders to find out what was going on in my life. Why was I living this lifestyle? Why was I walking this path in life? Then they educated me about stolen generation. All this trauma that I was carrying was called intergenerational trauma. So everything that impacted my mum, my grandmother, all came back to colonisation. Colonisation disrupted my culture, disrupted my family. My mother, my grandmother were never given the love that they should have been given from their parents. They were taken away from their parents as babies. So all this stuff that goes on in our life, there's nothing in the prison system to help us address any of these issues. There's not even no awareness of this in the prison system because it's all pushed under the carpet. You know, our people are the highest statistics of incarceration. Our women are now the highest percentage of being incarcerated. It's only about 60% of our women are incarcerated. How do you think our kids feel without having their mothers? You know, that ripple effect just keeps going down. So they're paying $350, about $350 a day to keep us in there, which works out to be $127,000, $130,000 a year. Us taxpayers are all paying that to keep these people in prison, to keep us in prison. Why don't we put that money towards healing our people so that we can lower that percentage of people going into the prison system? When I went to prison, there was only 2 prisons, Bandyup and Bronia, but now there's 4 for our women. You know, I actually went into Banksia the other day for the first time to mentor the little girls in there, voluntary, because I want to see change happen in their life. It's up to us Aboriginal people now to fix what was fucked in the first place. It's us Aboriginal people that have to lead these programs to fix our people because we know what's going on inside. We aren't benefiting from our struggles. The justice system is, because they're building more prisons. They're dehumanising our people in there. You know, the mental health issues in there, the drug addiction, the drugs are getting taken in there. We're getting put at the back. Suicides are happening in these prisons. How can someone commit suicide in a prison? Where's the duty of care in there? There is none. Especially when a little boy, we had our first child do that in the prison system not so long ago. How would you feel? You've got to put yourself in our shoes. We don't want you to feel sorry for us. We just want you to walk beside us. How would you feel if your son done that? You know, our people we're broken. We're very broken. The system's not broken. The system never was broken. The system's built the way that it should be built. And that's to keep us oppressed, keep us disempowered, keep us disconnected. But you know what? It's people like me and Merv now that are doing 360s and turning it around because we want to help our people on this healing journey. I've now created my own organisation called Voice of Hope Aboriginal Corporation. I'm self-funded at the moment, so I've only been going for 2 years, but I need to help my women in a holistic manner because I want my women to get their children back. I want my women to be empowered. I want my women to know their culture because then our kids will know it. I want to stop intergenerational trauma. You know, I want to be able to walk beside you. My father's white and my mother's Aboriginal, so I'm blended, you know. So at the end of the day, I just want everybody to be united and to help support what we're doing out in the community because we need to make a change, and Merv and I are the change makers in our community, and we just want to lower the statistics. It's tiring what we do. It's very tiring and exhausting. Prison is not the answer. Prison is the answer to certain offences, but majority of them, people need healing. People need healing now, and it's come to our attention that that's what it is. You know, we've only just been brought up with the stolen generation, understanding our history. It's about truth telling, and so learn a little bit about our history. Take the time out to know our history. We take drugs to numb the pain. But don't forget, we never brought the drugs in here. We didn't make the alcohol either. We were the ones that we are the ones that choose to take them though. Because we're so hurt inside, we don't know how to regulate our emotions and do all that sort of stuff. But we want to change that. We want to make a difference in this world for our babies, our grannies. Prison will never rehabilitate anybody. It never does and it never will. It's just creating more chaos, especially in that little Banksia Hill. So thank you all for coming and listening to my story, and have a lovely night.